1.
Drum machine! Jeez! Chris Keys, Monday morning, Chateau Relaxo, doing the first look at the Fender 64 Custom Deluxe Reverb Amplifier by Fender. Let me tell you about this bad boy. So, as you know, all of you vintage enthusiasts, this has become these black-faced deluxe reverbs have been really coveted amongst vintage, collectors, weirdos, what have you. And they're getting harder and harder to find. And if an amp is 53 years old, it's got some high mileage on it, may not be as trustworthy. So they thought, hey, why not just take the secret ingredients, remake it? So that's what they did here. But they made some improvements too. So it's hand wired just like they did back in the day. Tube driven spring reverb, and dig this reverb, shall we? Okay, that's dry. And let's crank it on to the fifth one. Lush, right?
Big time.
Get it all the way up there. Super wet.
I was gonna say that's almost enough reverb for Ryan Adams. Almost.
Oh, yeah, he likes it wet.
He does, man.
Wet, yeah. And the other thing, the vibrato. Come on, man. Just makes you want to hear that James Bond spy chord.
All right.
Anyway, if you're gonna have two effects, those are two great effects to have. So tube-driven, lush, all that jazz. Let's see, they got Fender Vintage Blue Tone capacitors, 4 12AX7s, 2 12AT7s, tube rectifier, match 6V6 output tubes, 20 watts, the Jensen C12. Here's a cool thing too, pine cabinet. Look at this thing. Let me flip her back here. See that pine cab?
Oh yeah.
What I love about it is, number one, I love the way it looks. Secondly, it's so much lighter than a composite, like a plywood cabinet, way lighter. Love that. Et cetera, et cetera. Those are the basic ingredients. But here's where they made it cooler than the original. Before, I've got these channeled together right now, but before, if you're in the normal channel, you did not get tremolo or reverb. But this time you do. We're just in this channel right now. And I like kind of bridging the channels because it just gives you more kind of tonal options. Seems like you have a little more control, but that's a great option to have. Okay, so you've heard it on this tele. This is a 67 Telecaster, so this vintage guitar, this vintage cowboy shirt seem like a fitting pair for this.
What about those vintage chucks?
Oh that was like, I didn't realize that was that rough. Okay, I need some new duct tape on this thing.
I love how the solution is not new shoes, it's new duct tape.
Well, yeah, you're right. That is the,
That's why we love you, John.
I've got a whole roll of new shoes. Hey, let's try this. This is my 55 Strat. Let's see how it does. Again, seems like a good fit for this. You notice on that old Telly, the neck pickup is really microphonic. That's why you heard that kind of crazy, high-end, ugly feedback when I went in the dirt. That's what this is. This one is not as microphonic for whatever reason. But let's put a little, see what this thing does, just pumping it up some. Okay, I'm gonna bring up this volume. Notice when you bring up the volume, the verb intensity goes up too. But man, right? That's just straight.
That's rock and roll.
Nastiness. Here's the thing about this amp: it doesn't get a whole lot louder after 5. It just gets kind of dirtier. So, well, that's good though, right? Let's try that. Jeez. But I realize that's kind of punishingly loud for you right there, Chris. Huh? Yeah, you are in the direct fire zone. But let me pump this side up too, the bridge channel. Man, what a great little snarl, huh? Nice, right? So I took this thing to a club date the other night just for funsies.
Sorry, Fender.
Yeah, I realized it's just a loader. Perhaps I shouldn't have, but you know, what the hell? I wanted to see what it did. And it sounded killer, but again, it gets a little, after about 5, it just starts getting more dirty than loud. And that's the great thing about Fender, is that they kind of make amps to fit every gig. Like if you're just playing in your bedroom, you got a Champ, you know, or a Bronco or something like that. A little louder than that, you've got the Blues Junior, which is 15 watts, but a loud 15 watts. In fact, I've played arenas with the Blues Junior run into a 412 cabinet. A little louder than that, you get a Princeton, which is killer. Then the Deluxe, then the Super, which I think it's 40 watts, with a VideoMic, it's 40 watts. Then after that, it's the Twin. Now I'm sure I'm missing some. Tremolux is in there, but they have an amp for every scenario. So that's really cool. It's like having something that fits the band or the venue or whatever is great. I mean, of course, you can mic anything, put it in your monitor or whatever. You know, mic it, put it in the front of the house on your monitor. But I kind of like to be the loudest thing on stage.
As I'm sure everyone in every band is.
Yeah, like every guitar player. I want to be able to drown out a drummer if I need to. And the other day, the drummer was definitely drowning me out on this thing. He didn't, in a really loud scenario, without micing it, it wasn't quite there. But that's why Fender makes all these different ones. It was more of a twin gig than a deluxe gig, is what I'm saying.
And with applications that you're talking about for live, what about pedals?
Oh man, let's try some. Like here, okay. Let me put on this compressor. So, just gives a little more. Now that's only on like almost 5 right now in one channel, which is great. Now add some dirt. Man, that's a solid rock and roll sound. So I've beaten this thing out of tune, which is a good time to put on another guitar. Let's try, you know what? Let's go with this Gretsch, just for funsies. Do this real quick. Okay, so this is just straight in. Nice, right? Now, bring down your volume a little bit. Bring this one up a little bit. So pretty cool. You roll down your volume, cleans up, and that's only on 5, really. So rockin' amp. Should we try this one?
Yeah.
It's the P90s. So this is my.
It's probably an obvious mission statement of an amp builder or anything, and it probably goes without saying, but before filming and during filming, each guitar's characteristics and tone comes through the amp in a way that makes me hear them if I could close my eyes while filming, which would be impossible, but you can hear that. The differences.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I dig about it, and that's what I like about Fender amps. You hear the guitar. The guitar is like you get the characteristics of the guitar. You hear the guitar more than the amp, if that makes sense.
Yeah, which I mean, it should be an obvious mission statement of an amp builder or an amp, but
yeah, but sometimes
it's not there.
Sometimes no. So. It's just straight in. Man, that's snarly, right? Man, so that's straight, that's just 54 Les Paul right into it. Ooh, my timer says we're out of time.
we can't live by such restrictions.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, I can't turn that off, but let's move on, shall we? Yeah, I mean, it's really hip, really a hip amp doing. We're talking about 52-year-old technology basically with a few little tweaks, but man, it is just killer. So why don't I drum machine this thing out of here? Let's
do
we
it.
get. What do we got? Oh, yeah! Some funky!